Yes, good morning, children. Previously, as a part of geography, under water bodies, major water bodies, we have seen what is hydrological cycle, what is salinity of water, and what are fresh water, what is saline water, and even about major water bodies. Now, what are the movement? What are the movements of ocean water? That means, do you find any movement in the ocean water? Do you find or not? Generally, we find some movements in the oceanic water. Why do you find? How do you find? Which factor is actually responsible for that movement? Just in order to understand this, just to take one bowl of water and just if you blow some air on that water, will water move or not? Generally, water moves. In the same way here also, when wind blows on the surface of the oceanic water, the water actually moves from one place to another place. So that's why the movements of the oceanic water are generally, which factors actually responsible for the movements of oceanic water? The number one is salinity of the oceanic water. Number two, temperature. Number two, temperature. And number three, density of oceanic water. Density of oceanic water. Number four, prevailing winds. What are the four important factors responsible for the movements of oceanic water? Due to salinity of oceanic water, due to temperature of the oceanic water, due to density of the oceanic water, and even prevailing winds also responsible for the movements of oceans and seas. Understood? So basically, these movements can be seen in the form of three. The movements of the oceanic water can be seen in the form of three. What are those? Number one, waves. Number two, tides. Number three, oceanic currents. What are the three important movements we are finding? Waves, tides, oceanic currents. How there is movement for air? The horizontal movement of the air is called wind. The vertical movement of the air is called, that is what, air current. In the same way, there is horizontal as well as vertical movement for the oceanic water also. Now these movements can be seen in the form of water, in the form of waves, in the form of tides, in the form of oceanic currents. Now let us see what are waves. What are waves? In simple way, how do we define waves? That is the alternative rise and fall of oceanic water. Alternative rise and fall of oceanic water due to wind. Are called waves. How do we define waves? Alternative rise and fall of oceanic water. Why do you find alternative rise and fall? Due to what? Due to wind. Okay. See, generally the particles of water are pushed down. The particles of water are pushed down and again come up. And that movement goes on in the form of a wave. I will repeat once again. The particles of water are pushed down and come up again, and that movement goes on in the form of a wave. That particles of water actually move from one place to another place in the form of a wave. Understand? So this is about the definition of wave. And so in this topic you have to know the meaning of different terms. The first important one is what is crust. What is first one? What is crust? For example, see, if the sea water rises like this, again comes down, again rises up, again down, again rises up like this. Understood? So this is oceanic water. Oceanic water generally rises like this. So this upper part, the upper part, these are all the different waves. This upper part is called what? Crust. What this lower part is called? Trough. The upper part of a wave is called crust. The lower part of a wave is called trough. Understood? Now, what is wave height? Wave height. What is wave height? After learning about crust and trough, we have to know about wave height. So the vertical distance between the crust and the trough, for example, from here to here, you find 10 meters. For example, the distance between trough and the crust is 10 meters. So this is wave height. Understood? What is wave height? The distance between a crust and a trough is called wave height. Then what is wavelength? What is wavelength? The distance between two successive crusts. Again this is crust. This is again crust. Again this is trough. Again this is crust. Like this. So the distance between two successive crusts is called, for example, this is 5 meters. That is called a wave length. Understood? Okay, understood? So what is wave length? Wave height you have seen. The wave length means the distance between two successive crusts. The distance between two successive crusts. This is wavelength. Okay, understood? So far what we have learned? What is crust? What is trough? What is wave height? What is wave length? Then, on what the wavelength actually depends? The wavelength actually depends on the speed of the wind, the velocity of the wind. If the wind blows at a high speed, the height of the wave actually changes. The height of the wave actually depends on what? The speed of the wind. If the speed of the wind increases, automatically the length of the wave also changes. The length of the wave also increases. This is what we have to remember. Now finally coming to the other important one as a part of this only. So if those such waves come in a large amount, what those are called? That's why you have to know about a tsunami. So here two words are there. One is su and another one is nami. The meaning of su is harbor. What is the meaning of su? Harbor. What is the meaning of nami? Wave. So what is the meaning of tsunami? Harbor wave. So tsunami is a Japanese word. What it is a? It is a Japanese word. So what are tsunamis? You have to understand. See, some natural disasters. How do we define? Tsunami means some natural disasters. Those are either earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions can displace large amount of ocean water. Can displace large amount of oceanic water. Large amount of oceanic water, and also giving rise to huge tidal waves. Giving rise to use tidal waves called tsunami. Try to understand the meaning of tsunami. What is tsunami? See, some natural disasters are there. Natural disasters like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. What these can do? Can displace large amount of ocean water. Displace means these earthquakes and volcanic eruptions can carry the oceanic water from one place to another place. By carrying that, they may give rise to huge tidal waves. What such tidal waves are called? Tsunami. So it is not a new word. It is familiar one to everyone. So that is about a tsunami. That means tsunami is nothing but series of waves which can destruct, which can cause devastation, large destruction, particularly in the coastal areas. So this is about a tsunami. And next we will see what are tides.